What up, gang? It's Desmond Black with another vlog, aka interview. I decided to switch it up for the fans. I decided to go out and interview barbers. We're going to be doing an interview today with Sean P. the Barber. You could go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Sean Potts, aka Sean P. the Barber. I'm a barber going on 8 years out of Dallas, Texas. Man, just doing what I do.
Alrighty, Mr. Sean P. I got one question for you. What's one thing you love about being a barber?
You know what I'm saying, man? It's hard to kind of pinpoint it to just one thing. But if I had to narrow it down, I would say I'm a giving person. So being able to give back to people, you know what I'm saying, and being able to be an influence to people,
right,
it's one of the biggest things that I love about being a barber. I mean, when you really think about it, we're almost like a black Dr. Phil in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody comes to us with their problems, you know what I'm saying? We literally know everything about everybody.
Correct,
you know what I'm saying? So we get a chance to help a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And shoot, a lot of people get to help us too. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about being a barber.
Alrighty. Second question is, what's one thing you could change about being a barber, or one thing you dislike about being a barber?
Me personally, the one thing that I dislike or I don't like, and I wish that I could redo, I wish I would have done this earlier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I was doing all kind of other things, you know, with the music, working corporate America and stuff like that. But since being a barber, you know, it's great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of those things, you get out of it what you put into it. You know what I'm saying? There's really no limit to what you can do being a barber. And I learned that, you know, by going to hair shows and stuff like that. And I started meeting barbers that are millionaires, they got multiple shops, schools, and it really gave me a whole new perspective.
Right.
And I think another thing that I wish probably that I would like to see changed even within the industry is everybody just unifying a lot more, you know what I'm saying, being there for each other, because in a sense we're a fraternity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we feel like, sometimes it's kind of like we competing with each other, but really we not. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. In Dallas, you literally got millions and millions of people. You know what I'm saying? So there's no need to compete with my brother, you know, across the street from me. You know, if we all just work together,
exactly,
I feel like everything will be a whole lot better.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Your name?
My name is Richard Brown. I'm in Garland, Texas. I work at a Touch of Jazz barbershop.
All right, Mr. Richard, I have one question for you. What's one thing you love about being a barber, and why?
Well, the main thing I love about being a barber is the flexible hours. I have a son. He's with me. Me and his mom, we're split up, so it gives me flexibility to do all the things with my son,
right,
that I couldn't do if I was in a dual parent home. Another thing is just the environment. You have fun talking about sports, talking about, you know, anything we want to talk about, you know,
right.
Just the flexibility of being in the barbershop. So that's pretty much the sum of it.
All right. One more question. What's one thing you wish you could change, or one thing you dislike about being a barber?
The main thing I dislike about being a barber is some customers, like 85-90% of the customers are loyal, but you got another percentage that, you know, sometimes they'll sit in your chair, they won't pay you, or they won't pay you the right amount. They just sit down and they expect you to pay whatever they got in their pocket, not asking what's the price is, or before they get the service. They'll get a whole service of a haircut and a beard trim, and then they'll say, I got $20, when the service is more than that.
Correct.
You know, but that's probably just the only thing I dislike about it. But everything else, I've loved it for 12, 13 years.
All right. Thank you, sir. Introduce yourself and tell me what city you're from.
Casey Davis. City is Garland, Texas.
All right, thanks. So I have one question for you. What's one thing you love about being a barber?
One thing I love about being a barber is the ability to change the appearance of my client to get a total look. I believe that
Check this out, man.
You also feel good.
I've been trying to
at
watch
the
it. I
same
keep
time.
pausing
So
it.
I
Man,
love
watch
to
this
see
cat. This is wild.
a person's personality change after they get a good
Walking
haircut.
around.
Right. All right. Second question is one thing you dislike or one thing you could change about being a barber.
One thing I would want to change is people's perspective about our craft and our industry. Being a barber, I think, is an honorable career, and a lot of people treat it like a hustle. And so I want to really restore the professionalism of being a barber and being able to earn a living and earn an honest living. Being a barber and doing that full time and not having to do part-time jobs or something like that.
Right.
I believe that you get out of it what you put into it. So if people was to take it more seriously, they would see and be a little more successful in their career.
All right. Thank you. With another barber, you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Jeff Hunter.
All right. My first question for you is one thing you like or dislike about being a barber.
Meeting new people, dealing with people, interacting,
Right.
good conversations, debating politics, sports, pretty much everything, man.
Everything.
I'm a people person, so I love it.
Okay. All right. My second question for you is one thing you dislike or could change about being a barber.
Well, like I said, I've been cutting hair for about 20 years. Like I said, I love being a barber. One thing I wish I could change is, as I said, customers' perspective about us is we do this for fun. This is our livelihood. This is how we take care of our family, how we pay our bills.
Right.
You know, you got customers coming in wanting a lot of something for a lot of nothing.
Right.
You know, wanting to get the hair cut for free and, you know, just take advantage of us. And being a barber, you just get tired of just being nice sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got people out there that's really struggling that might need something. But it's the ones that come in that's not struggling, taking advantage of us, and we just cut it out for everyone.
Right.
That's one thing I wish I could really change.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Charles Smith and I work in Garland, Texas at BMW Barbers.
Alrighty, Mr. Charles, if you could tell me one thing you love about being a barber.
I just love to interact with my clients, meet new people, socialize, and I love what I do, just cutting hair. Being my own boss, my own man.
Okay. All right, my second question is what's one thing you wish you could change about being a barber?
I just wish me, myself personally, that there were better products for barbers to use for their clients.
Right.
Because it's some available, but it's not a wide variety like it is for beauticians.
Right.
That's about it.
That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Hey, my name is I Do It Barber,
Alrighty. What city are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
All right, I have one question for you. What's one thing you love about being a barber?
I like the ability to, it gives you a lot of flexibility, and I like the creativity of being a barber because it's like art essentially, and everyone's artwork is different from one another. We're all
Right.
unique and different, and that's the main thing that I like about barbering.
Alrighty, my second question is what's one thing you dislike or wish you could change about being a barber?
One thing I dislike at the moment is that we're not all on the same page as barbers. There's a good thing about having the flexibility and freedom, but it's also a bad side because not a lot of barbers are on the same page when it comes to pricing and other things like that. It's a little weird when you talk about the customer and what they expect, because some customers think one thing should be this way when in reality it's not really the same. I really wish there was some continuity. Maybe at some point someone would come down and govern that things would be a certain way, at least a few things. But it's a gift and a curse.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir.
Eric Finley, Garland, Texas. Finley Styles and Cuts off of Broadway. Been here for 19 years.
All right, Mr. Finley. My first question is, what made you want to cut hair?
I love serving, my people. The people in my surroundings, my background. It's easy to deal with. There's a lot of growth in it. You just have to stay professional and hard work. Entrepreneur, the overhead was a lot higher than cutting hair. And I was good at it.
Right. Okay. All right. My last question: what's one thing you wish you could change about the barber industry?
Well, the barber industry has changed so much. The young barbers are so unprofessional and taking everything as a hustle. This is a skill. This is a real profession, and they done kind of made it into like a hobby. They mix it with other things instead of concentrating on serving the customer.
Right.
Professionalism has changed a lot. But other than that, you know, those of us that's keeping it old school, it's still working out.
Already. Thank you, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Put on their perspective, and y'all just let me know. Peace.